Welcome to Leveling Up with Lindsay, the podcast where we dive into leadership, small business, and everything in between. I'm Lindsay, your host and the proud owner of White Poni Boutique, a space created to empower women, build confidence, and foster meaningful connections. Whether you're an entrepreneur, a mom, a friend, or someone just looking for a little inspiration, this is your space to feel seen, supported, and inspired. Join me as we share stories, strategies, and a little bit of life's chaos while navigating what it truly means to level up in starting a business, relationship, and personal growth. So grab a cup of coffee, get comfy, and let's level up together. Today, I get to introduce you to someone who's stepping into her season of impact, Miss Stephanie Kroska. Stephanie is a bright, passionate, and driven member of our White Poni team, and today's conversation is more than just a chat. It's a moment of becoming. She's someone who leads with both heart and hunger, who brings creative energy, sharp intuition, and the kind of loyalty you can feel. Stephanie is a bright, passionate, and driven member of our White Poni team, and today's conversation is more than just a chat. It's a moment of becoming. She's someone who leads with both heart and hunger, who brings creative energy, sharp intuition, and the kind of loyalty you can feel. And while she's still maybe uncovering the full scope of her gifts, what I already know without a doubt is that her presence here matters deeply. Because here at White Poni, it's never just about clothing. And being a social media lead, it's not just a role, it's a platform, a calling, a ripple effect waiting to happen. This isn't surface level work. This is about sharing stories that connect, creating content that moves people, and stepping into leadership that empowers and inspires. Stephanie, I see you, not just for what you do, but for who you are becoming. This conversation is a reminder that when we focus on strengths with intention, we lead with purpose and heart. We create impact that extends far beyond our walls. And this is just the beginning. So welcome, Stephanie, to the hot seat.
I'm so excited to be here.
I love this. She said this is her very first podcast.
Yes.
So Stephanie is a social media lead here at White Poni Boutique. And if there's one thing that I've gotten to know about you very quickly is that she's tech savvy. She loves all the gadgets. Yeah. She loves videography. She's been behind the scenes on many of these podcasts, actually. So it's pretty awesome to finally have you here with me.
I know. It's so different being back here because you don't realize, like, kind of the pressure, you know? So, like, usually I'll be behind the camera and stuff like that, taking pictures. And then, like, you get back here and you're like, oh, my gosh, it's so crazy.
It is so crazy. It's real. It makes it real.
Yeah.
Okay, so how long have you been technically with White Poni? It's been a shorter period of time.
I've been here since April 19th, so
June, July, so
almost
4 months.
Yeah.
So you are one of our social media leads, so very important. You are known as the creative. You love analytics.
Yes.
And we're going to talk about your schooling and all of that and your journey after your next step, I should say. But tell us a little bit about you first and why you chose White Poni.
Yeah, so basically I have always kind of loved social media and stuff like that and just online, like my online presence and stuff like that. I don't really know what inspired me to kind of start like the online presence and stuff like that. I think, so in first or kindergarten or first grade,
yeah.
We made little time capsules.
Yes.
And it was just like a little sheet of paper that you would write on. You would write your name, you would write what you want to be when you grow up. And I wrote what I wanted to be when I grow up was a YouTuber.
And your teacher did that for you. I think you were telling me about that, which is so cool.
My teacher did that, and she actually ended up giving them back to us when we graduated high school.
Awesome.
And I saw it, and I'm like, wow, this is crazy because I'm actually kind of like doing what I wanted to do.
Like, little did you know, right?
Little did you know, yeah. No, it was so crazy because I literally am a YouTuber now, and I've got almost, I want to say like 1,800 subscribers, and I've got like almost 14,000 TikTok followers, which is crazy to me. And I was looking at my analytics the other day, and I'm almost at 1 million views on YouTube.
Oh.
So it's like 1 million people have seen my face. Like, that's crazy.
That's so cool. So you obviously, this is something, looking back at little Stephanie, what do you think it was? Why did little Stephanie want to be a YouTuber?
I've always watched YouTube videos. So I grew up like watching PewDiePie and Minecraft videos and stuff like that, and like beauty tutorial stuff. Like, I was huge into Jeffree Star, and
Oh my gosh, I don't know who that is, but I'm going to take you for that. Okay, so creativity. That's one thing that when we first met and did like our interview and everything, you definitely have a creative knack, that's for sure. And you can see it in your social media presence, but also you can see like your passion for creating, honestly. And even like as I get to know you a little bit more, you always have like a little something, like you all of a sudden are like, oh, I can make that. You made these little buttons for us and these magnets, and you truly are creative. Have you been that way since you were little?
Yes. I'm always like doing DIY stuff. I used to actually watch DIY videos and they'd be like, oh, you can make like a phone case out of popsicles or something like that. And I would do that. And it was just fun. And there's actually a really funny YouTube video. I have a channel from when I was a kid.
Do you?
And I made a DIY underwater camera with my iPod. So I started recording with my iPod and I put it in a plastic bag and then like drowned it in the sink in my bathroom. And then it's just me like with wet hair. Like I came out of the shower.
Seriously?
So embarrassing because I cannot get rid of it. But that is also kind of like what I live with is those videos, because they're just like young me being stupid, fun, and creative, and
like
that's
carefree,
like
right?
Yes, and that's like exactly what I wanted to do. So I just kind of, I want to say when did I like start actually making videos? Probably when I got my iPad at school.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we had like little, I think it was an iPad mini that we got, and we did a whole bunch of iMovie like stuff because there was templates. And you could just like plug and play a whole bunch of videos and it would create it for you. And I made like a horror one and it's still on YouTube. So
A horror one. I did not know that.
Really cringy, but it's funny.
So tell us a little bit, because last year you graduated.
Yeah.
So talk about like your education, like your journey through creativity and your school and everything.
Yeah. So I graduated high school in 2021 and I did not know what I wanted to do. So it was kind of frustrating because all my friends in high school, they're like, oh, I want to be a doctor, I want to be a teacher. Like they knew what they wanted to do.
Yes.
And I did not know what I wanted to do. And I felt like hopeless because I just didn't want to like let anybody down. I wanted my family to be proud of me. I went to college and I got my liberal arts and sciences degree at SETCC because it was cheaper. That's when I kind of started figuring out that I liked social media, is because during COVID I started making TikToks, and it's kind of where my creative side came through. Is I used to make shrinky dinks. And
I remember I've seen your social media with that.
Yeah, so I would do like day 1 of making shrinky dinks until I'm famous, day 2, day 3, day 4, and then I think it was like day 27 and I got like 427,000 views on one video, and I'm like, wow, this is actually like going somewhere. And I kept doing that, and that's when I like started getting popular, like 15,000, and I've lost like a couple thousand followers here and there, but that's okay, you know.
Here and there.
That's because I changed my stuff to more beauty instead of the
Yeah, and
shrinky
that's
dinks,
okay.
and some people probably did not like that, but
Well, I think you go through seasons, especially with social media. My goodness, on this side of things, on the business side of things, we're pivoting on a daily because social media changes so frequently. And obviously with like age and with your experience and your seasons of life, I'm sure that's exactly, and that's okay. That's all right. So you kind of got a glimpse of how quickly that could change. But with going through college, you have helped kind of behind the scenes in videography a little bit, right? So what was it about social media in general, or just in your creative side with video editing and whatnot, that you were like, this is kind of the path I'm going to go?
yeah, so kind of with social media, I just like how free you can be in it, and like you can be yourself. You don't have to worry about putting on a face for somebody, you know, getting
Yes.
behind the camera and being like, hi, I'm Stephanie. Today we're doing this. No, it's like, hi, I'm Stephanie. I'm energetic. I want to have energy. I want to be out there and bold and stuff like that, you know, just not being fake and being myself. And I also just, I love like being behind the camera and in front of the camera. So for me, it was kind of like a jack of all trades because I have experience in social media for years, and I just love like, also like the clothing part is I love showing off clothing.
Yeah.
So whenever I'm like modeling it, it's just, it's so amazing to be doing what I love, like 2 times doing social media and showing off clothing.
For sure. You graduated.
Yes.
You're here at White Poni. And I would typically ask this at the end of a conversation, but you're actually going to move on to graduate school, right? So what's your goal with marketing? Like, tell me a little bit about what that looks like so they can understand a little bit about kind of where you're coming from. And then we're going to take it even back further to your journey.
Yeah, so graduating with my film degree this past May, I realized that it's not just about like going out to Hollywood and being a videographer for the next Pirates of the Caribbean movie and stuff like that, you know. You can go anywhere with that film degree, but then again, I also wanted to go for marketing because I don't really know much about marketing. I do know some things, but I want to figure out the why.
I love that.
And you always talk about this because I want to figure out like why things are the way that they are, why this is doing like so well, why this isn't doing so well and stuff like that. Like I'm searching for that why. And
you definitely have a natural like characteristic of like curiosity.
Yeah.
You know, and I could see that even because being a DIYer, you know, and I can see you being like, it's kind of like an addiction once you kind of get involved. And it's amazing because you're on the front end, the creative side, but then to be in the back end and understand, like, tweak this a little bit. What was the outcome there? How did this impact or help, you know, a video or an interaction or who knows what. So that's pretty awesome. So you've got a journey, and I think it is so impressive. You have definitely shown like you're very, very driven. We have had really deep conversations about like your story and your journey leading up to this. And if anything that I want to come out of this too is not only taking on a new role as a social media lead, but also lead is in that title, like as a leader on our team. And that is something that I think is pretty, even in this short period of time, I guess short, but it feels like we've been together a lot longer, honestly,
I know.
in a very good way. But also like, you know, evolving in that leadership role too, and like finding your voice. I think when you talk about social media and the content creation, I love how you said you can be yourself.
Yeah.
There's power, and we've talked about this in the podcast a little bit, there's power in your story. And when you can be vulnerable and tell your story and be yourself, you never know who you can lead or influence in such a powerful way. Now, as you and I were talking about our journey, we sat and talked about many different stories about our lives and whatnot. I learned a lot about why you are the way you are now, and why and how you're so driven, and it's so influential. Do you mind sharing a little bit, like opening up your heart to your story, going through high school, coming out of that, and then overcoming a little bit? Because I think this is something that I don't think people would see on the YouTube channel or on social media. But when you can connect this deeply and influence someone else, I'm like, wow, like you really blew my socks off with your story.
It's crazy just being who I am today, like where I came from, just how different things are. And I'm very grateful for everything that I've been through, you know, like I wouldn't trade it for the world and stuff like that. But just if you're going through a tough time, just know that you will make it through, because that's what I really wish I wanted somebody to tell me then and there, is that I would get through it and that I would be okay, and you can recover from this. You will be fine, you know, like God is, okay, I'm going to bring God into this because I'm a strong believer, but God has a plan for everybody, and he will figure it out for you. So.
And when you're talking about during this time, like paint that picture, what time in your life? I think you're talking about probably high school, right?
Yep.
Because you went through a very pivotal moment, like behind the scenes in your personal life. And I don't know if you want to share, you don't have to. But what people probably had no idea in school, what you're going through on a personal level is pretty big.
Yeah, I kind of kept it like kind of a secret for the most part. My close friends obviously knew, but I wasn't going around and telling everybody. Sure. My parents went through a divorce my freshman year of high school. And that put a lot of pressure on me as a student academically, and also my at-home life, because my dad wasn't there anymore, and that was just so different for me because he was there like my whole entire life, and then, you know, the next day he's just gone, and it's like, it sucks, you know. And it was just me and my mom, and I love her to death. So
you say that all the time.
I do say that all the time. I love her so much. And I feel like it brought us closer together, just those 3-ish years being together, like just me and her, you know, me, her, and my dog Bella, who sadly passed away last year. Like, it literally brought us closer together, and I love that. I love that so much because I feel like we were close. Obviously, we were close when I was growing up, but as you're getting older and you get close with your parents, you can just tell them anything and you can be honest with them and all this like personal stuff.
Yeah,
and it just brings you closer together. And then
you definitely go through a journey.
Yeah,
and
you do.
You know, and you, as a parent myself too, like not only when I was younger and going through your own, you know, roller coaster of, you know, high school and coming up going to college, and that's scary, and dealing with personal things and work things and everything in between. And then as a parent, navigating, you're protecting, you know, the peace of your child, emotional support system, and kind of navigating your own journey. Life can be very difficult.
Yeah.
And it is a roller coaster for everybody. But it is incredible what you leaning in, and Stephanie has said this so much, how much she just like adores the relationship you have with your mom. And I think that is so wonderful. Do you think like your relationship has impacted or influenced your drive today?
Like I said earlier, I kind of always wanted to like be the best version of myself for me and for my parents. Like I want them to be proud of me. And I feel like that's something that everybody wants, you know, like they want their parents to be proud of them, but I don't know, it's just something that like fueled the fire in me to just always be a good student and a good kid, even though I was a terrible kid. I always got in trouble. I was always a troublemaker, but I wanted to be so good in life.
Like you wanted to just...
I'm like, I need to redeem myself because I was terrible. Sorry, Mom.
See, she's apologizing here for you.
I feel like what kind of brought me and my mom closer is my senior year of high school. We were actually kicked out of our house, and we went to go live with my grandmother, and she has a very tiny, like one level, like senior living kind of home in St. Cloud area, and we lived in her garage for my entire senior year of high school. This was obviously during COVID. This was 2021, so it was like the beginning of COVID, and we actually got COVID in my grandma's garage, and she had cancer at that time, so we could not live with her. Otherwise, like if she got sick, that was it, you know? And so we had to go live in a home for like, I think it's like low income people, but it was the only place that we could find that would take us in because we had COVID, you know? And we lived there for about a month because we kept kind of getting in like loopholes of we weren't like getting better, you know, and they're like, you guys can't leave yet because you're not fully like 100% well. And I remember taking a class test in like the hotel. It looked like a hotel room.
Really?
It was literally like a hotel room that we were staying in. They're like, are you in a hotel? And I'm like, actually kind of not really.
To think about that time frame and what that puts so many people through is like heartbreaking.
I know. It's a terrible time.
I mean, in tougher times, COVID was something for so many people. On the contrary, there was a lot learned from that period of time. And as you said, you know, you connected. I'm sure it was awful in the moment and going through as your senior year.
Yeah.
That, when I heard that, I was like, oh, let that be a lesson to anyone. You never know what anyone's going through.
Yeah, exactly.
You never know what anyone's going through behind the scenes. But how beautiful that it connected you and your mom so much deeper. And I'm sure fueled the drive and your motivation in what you're doing now. So super powerful. But I just thought of myself in high school, my daughters in high school, having you here, and that's just a piece of your story that has made you so much stronger. And I think that's awesome. But a lesson for everybody. You just never know. So treat everyone with kindness. You never know if they're having a bad day, good day, or anything in between. So that's uncovering a lot and what people might not see on the surface level, of course. Tell me a little bit about that journey and what that did for your confidence, not only confidence, but discipline.
I'm going to kind of talk about my confidence. I was bullied in middle school a lot. I had really messed up teeth, and I know that sounds terrible.
A lot of, adolescents do, for sure.
Like my 2 front teeth were basically like at a V, and then like my other teeth were, I had like such jacked up teeth, and people made fun of me for that. Like they were bad. And it also kind of goes with my discipline is right after high school, I got braces. I got adult braces. And I'm like, I want to do something for myself. Like I want to make myself better. And so I got braces. They're so expensive. They're so expensive. Crazily expensive.
Yes.
But I'm like, this is going to benefit me in the long run.
You.
And like coming out of that time, it's kind of like a big, like, F you to the people who made fun of me in middle school. Like, I got braces.
It's standing in your confidence. Good for you for moving out of high school, doing that for yourself is very mature. I think it's just one little puzzle piece to standing in your confidence.
Yeah.
I mean, I think especially as you get older, this is cliche, but you understand like that means it's definitely what's on the inside. But I'm proud of you for, just kind of, one foot in front of the other into that confidence piece. From the stories you have told me until your time here, if there's one thing that I am seeing, and it's not only that you're pursuing something you're passionate about, you're very determined to pursue what you're passionate about, but becoming a leader.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about this, standing in your confidence, moving to White Peony, leadership. Social media and leadership. Tell me like how those two things go together. Is this something that you were looking for? Okay. So with, social media is one thing, but also looking, at going to grad school, and you're going to step into a very strong leadership role, not only here within White Peony, but also for your entire future. And so for me, that's a strength or quality that is going to evolve. Is this something that when you were taking videos, when you were, going through your personal journey in high school, in college, graduating, leadership, is that something you ever even like honed in on and thought, I'm going to be in a leadership role? I think where I'm going with this is in whatever position or career you're going to pursue, there is leadership involved in some way, shape, or form. And is this anything that you honed in on prior to coming to White Peony?
I never kind of thought that I would take over something, even though I am more of a leader, more like
naturally
a follower. I like to kind of take the reins of things and run with them. So, yeah, I never really kind of expected to just walk in one day to work and be like, I'm going to do this social media, instead of like having somebody ask me
give you the to-do list.
Yeah, I like to-do lists, but like at the same time, I also like doing my own stuff
Absolutely.
too. But yeah, no, I never kind of thought that I would just do my own thing.
I'm excited. I'm so excited for instantly with not only meeting you in our first interview, but this 4-month journey. And then I can already see kind of what the future holds. And when I say kind of, I have a pretty clear picture, even when you talk about school and whatnot. But that is the message through all of this, talking about social media, finding your voice. Finding your voice is a form of leadership skill, and it's on a personal and a professional level. And I think that the message that I would love to portray here is it's not just a simple job, right? It's not a title. There's so much more to it than what's written down on a piece of paper or a to-do list that you may typically be given in any job or any capacity. But for me, I can see it before you even say it, like strengths and, past the surface. And I'm like, gosh, I cannot wait. She doesn't even know yet what we're going to get into. And I think I find so much, like it's exciting to me.
Yeah.
So moving into kind of a leadership position, does that initially scare you or excite you?
No, that's really exciting to me, because hearing you say that, you're like, oh, she doesn't even know. Like that, like fuels me. That like makes me so excited to like not know like what I'm doing. It's like whenever somebody tells me like to do something and either I have to learn it or I have to figure it out myself. Like, I'm excited. I want to learn new things, and I want to figure things out myself too. So when you said that, she doesn't even know yet. It's exciting. Like, I like learning new things.
I think it's awesome. I think whether you're with us for a month or for 20 years, what's going to evolve in such a little period of time as far as a leadership mentality, I think is going to be so incredible and so fun to watch. You are naturally a leader, and I can absolutely see that with your strengths. And so I think that's something to be said, again, whether on a personal or professional level, to take a step back, remove yourself, not just for what maybe your title is or what you're doing, or if you're a stay-at-home mom, which is an incredible thing, by the way, or you're an executive somewhere, or you're leading a huge team, or you're not, or you're working. I always give the analogy of someone just simply being a cashier at a gas station. There's so much to that.
Yeah.
And I really, really want everyone to know and see and understand that. On that note, so in leadership evolution, I guess, at the social media lead and what that looks like. But how do you continue building your confidence and voice here at White Peony? And not only at White Peony, but obviously on the face of all of your social media as well.
Yeah, I want to go viral someday.
I've heard that so many
everybody's
times.
goal.
I know.
Oh my gosh. We just made a video. It's like the trend, the Beyonce trend where you,
You did
you
good.
stand on a table.
I got
was
this Beyonce
terrified.
trend video, and I was at the indie golf tournament. I was like, oh my gosh, tell me nobody got hurt. Tell me nobody
We are
got hurt.
all good. No, it was actually kind of scary. But yeah, like, I want to get our voice out there. I want to get like everything out there, you know, if it's just like one video at a time, you know. I want us to go like global.
I love that.
I think that'd be so cool, you know.
Okay, I'm going to ask you, what is the one thing you want the world? I'm going to kind of go in a question and answer thing now. I think this is going to be fun. What do you want the world to know? When you said that, what do you want the world to know about White Peony? As a content creator, obviously, you have to tell stories. So what is one thing you wish everybody knew about us?
I'm going to kind of go off like the small business sort of things. I'm going to be honest, I did not even know that this place existed until like 2 years ago, probably. Like, I lived here forever, and I knew that they were redoing this entire block.
Yeah.
But yeah, I had no idea that it existed. And just like the small business supporting
small
businesses and stuff like that.
Yeah, we're definitely deeply connected. Okay, well, that's on a marketing level, like how, you know what I mean, how we would shout us out on the rooftops, like what White Peony is and what we do. But here's the twist. On your social media, if you could go viral, and if you went viral tomorrow, what would you want the world to know about you or believe in you? When you say, I have a platform to be open, honest, and real, and they say, I want to follow Stephanie, why?
I think it would be because I'm honest and real. You know, I'm not going to sit and talk about a product just because it's popular. Like, I'm actually going to give my opinion about it, even though, like, if it's a big brand name, like, I'm still going to talk about it if I don't like it. Like, they're like, well, I'm serious, because I hate the influencers who are just like, oh my gosh, this is so good, you need to buy it. Why do I need to buy it? It's like, you need to tell me why it's so good.
So if I were to ask you, if you wanted the world to know, like, what they would look to Stephanie Kroska as, that would be honest.
I feel like I'm always energetic in my videos too.
Honesty and fun.
Yeah.
I love that. And loyal. I think you're very, like, loyalty as far as, you know, like when you talk about brands and you talk about like your team and your friends and making best friends too. So one of the things in that question, and the reason why I asked that question, aside from creativity, social media lead, the whole 9 yards, well, I think you would want the world to know how creative you are, because that is a definite. I asked this because with leadership growth and putting one foot in front of the other, I think that's something that through your journey you don't even realize that you're going through, but it is to stand in your strength. And we just did a whole social media thing about this, and I think it is so powerful. So if you had to write down your top 3 core values or your top 3 strengths, what would that be? When you want to announce to the world, you know, who is Stephanie Kroska and what you bring to the table, what are like the top things that you want the world to know?
That I'm creative and driven.
Very, very, very much so. I love that. I think stepping into leadership, whether you like it or not, You have to hone in on what your strengths are and what your values are. And it's a really good practice. Seems crazy, but to look up core values, to look up standard personal strengths and write down. I did this a couple years ago, and it can change from time to time. It really can. But if you literally Google or go on Pinterest and look at core values and write down your top 10, like if they resonate with you in any way, shape, or form, write them down. Then from there, you're going to look at like the top 5, like what is more you. And then you're going to go from there. You can either go 5 and under down to 3, let's say. And then you decide, like, yeah, I think these describe me the best. And then you start stepping into that. And then you're like, no, I am good at this. You're right. This is what I do. Or your values, saying like mine. I'm going to tell this little story kind of aside, and we're going to get back to social media and creativity and everything. But I think this is a powerful moment as far as understanding. And I pray for everyone that you're not just working to work, you're working with a purpose and with intention. So I one time did this core values exercise with a group that I was kind of a mentorship group that we were each kind of helping each other and talking about different business things. And we were writing down our core values, and mine was like family. Family comes first. My kids come first. So I had this meeting with one of my mentors after we went through this core value project that we were working on together. And he was like, what were your core values again? And I said, family. And before I got any further, because we've had many conversations together, and he goes, I'm going to stop you right there. I have a question. Because of your history, because of my past, because I shared a little bit about me growing up, my journey, little things, that I think everyone has their own little mini traumas and this and that. And he said, I think where you're at, especially because I was opening White Peony and working at the credit union at the same time, he said, I think your core value is security, working on family values. And it was like he shot me through the heart in such a good way. And I respected that conversation so dang much, because at the time I was like family first because I had, 2 little girls and everything. But honestly, because of my past, I was like, wow, it is security, because I am working my damn ass off 24/7 to try to overcome what I'm most fearful of having or not having.
Yeah.
And so for me, it was like such a pivotal moment in my leadership journey, personal development, where I sat in that for a long time, actually. And I was like, So it made me go back, rewrite my core values, or what I thought they were, or look at the paper that I had written. And I was like, okay, what means the most to me? Like actually means the most to me, and what am I going to do to make sure that that's number one? So with this, like, you're creative and you're determined, I would love this. And maybe I do like a little mini episode afterwards. I would love for you to write down your core values, and then like think about that for a minute. I think that is such a process for anyone's development. Oh my gosh. But standing in your confidence even further, whether that's leadership or not. So yeah. I'm going to make you do that. Does that sound good?
Yeah.
You're like, what are you doing?
No, that sounds fun.
So you are juggling a lot. You obviously are working on getting into grad school right now.
Yeah.
Working all the time. You have a cutest puppy in the whole dang wide world. And you're busy, like socially, right? So how do you manage it all? And there's going to be ups and downs and good days and hard days and everything in between. We all have it. But how do you manage it all? And how do you get through some of those tougher days?
Honestly, I'm kind of the person that likes to stay busy more than sitting at home doing nothing. I would not want nothing more than to hang out with different people, keeping my brain active and just hang out with the people that I love. And even during the hard days, spending time with people, I feel like that's really important too, because you don't want to sit and dwell and
to kind of lean into those that you love.
Yeah, exactly.
I love that. Okay, let's now twist this and let's talk social media, because that's fun and awesome and exciting.
Love it.
What is right now, in this very given moment, I'm going to do kind of pop questions, keep this going. What is your favorite part, or what's the most fun about social media to you right now?
I like how you can do so much with it. Obviously, the boutique, you can walk outside, take a video of your walk, upload it, and
or have meta glasses that we've been
I'm gonna get those tonight.
We should go together, because seriously, I want them myself. Wouldn't that be hilarious if we were
just
doing this
both
entire
go there.
podcast wearing them the entire time? Let's do that in another
Record.
podcast.
Record.
A day in the
Record.
life. I
Hey,
love
Meta,
that.
what is a synonym for driven or something?
Yeah. What are my core values? You
What
should
are my-
maybe might know. Tell
It's
me.
like, shouldn't you know that yourself?
I love that. Okay, so the most fun is, I would say, opportunity is what you're saying. Like,
yeah.
just the opportunities are endless.
No, I love it.
What is one thing specifically in marketing or social media that you like are so curious to figure out right now? Because when you were saying that, I mean,
Yeah.
the world, it is like, I don't think people understand how big marketing and all of it behind the scenes really is.
Yeah.
But what is like one little bitty thing you're just so curious to figure out?
I want to figure out the why of everything.
Oh, that's a big
No,
thing.
everything.
Everything.
Everything. I
Every-
want to know why views are the way that they are. I want to know
Sure.
why, like, somebody viewed this at midnight in Japan or something.
Yeah.
I just want to know everything. Like you said, I'm very curious. And, like, I don't know. I liked watching Curious George growing up. So maybe that's why I'm so curious, because he was so curious. He
I
wanted
love
to
it.
know everything. I need to
That's
know
true.
everything.
I need to know. What of development wise? What is like one thing that would like really help you right now? Social media or marketing? What would help you? Is it a specific type of training? Are you a person who wants to be one-on-one behind the scenes with somebody in a different role? Do you like, what is one thing that could help you right now?
For me, I think it's just sitting down and just doom scrolling, like Google, figuring things out, going on like a rabbit hole. I love going down rabbit holes and figuring things out.
Okay.
Like myself.
Just
in a dark
taking
room,
time.
Taking time in a dark room, a bag of goldfish next to me, my water bottle, endless water.
Love that.
I just going down rabbit holes. And it's true, I do that. I have a
think-
bag of goldfish right next to me, go down rabbit holes, just munching.
Honestly, so do I. I did
Munch
that
and
on Monday Night Hardcore for like 3 hours of marketing.
Sometimes that's all you need. Yeah.
I think when you're passionate about what you're doing in marketing, I think like, wow, I know there's so many people that could listen to this and say, she is not wrong. The avenues that you could go within marketing.
Yeah.
I don't want to overwhelm anyone if you're a small business owner. Marketing doesn't have to be this huge, big thing.
No.
It's like baby steps.
Yeah.
Baby steps. What is advice, if you were to give someone advice that was going into either, well, let's just say high school. Let's take it back to high school.
Yeah.
What is one piece of advice you give to any child going into high school?
I feel like something that I wanted to hear is don't grow up too fast.
Okay, that's a good one.
Because everybody's like, oh my gosh, I hate high school. I want to be old. I want to be married. I want to have like 2 kids. And it's like, no, like be in the moment, be present, be with your friends. I miss my friends. I miss high school. I miss
loved high
lunchtime. I miss recess in middle school. I don't get recess anymore. The only recess I get is going to McDonald's for lunch. Like,
love
that is my recess. I'm serious.
That's funny. Or walking your dog. So now what kind of advice would you give to someone in college?
I would say there's a line in a song that's if you've got a dream, chase it. And yeah,
I feel like I want to sing it, but I'm going to save you all from
yeah,
that.
if you've got a dream, go do it. You're young. The sky's the limit. Honestly, just do whatever you need to do to get there. Because if you don't do what you want to do, I feel like you'll really regret it. Because there is some things in life that I've regretted that I haven't done. And I'm like, gosh, if I would have done this, if I would have done that, I wouldn't have regretted anything. And just take every opportunity. Like I just went to Europe. I studied abroad.
I was just going to say that
Yeah.
you did. That was pretty amazing. And what an incredible trip.
Yeah.
Okay, so now for somebody going into the creative content world, what advice would you give them?
Don't think that you're going to be this big shot right away like I did.
Going viral.
Yeah, no, it takes time and
consistency.
you need to build your followers. You need to build your brand, like who you are to people, because people don't know everything about you. You post one video on TikTok, it's your first video, they're not going to know anything about you, you know, unless like they're close to you. So you got to kind of give people time to figure you out and just give you your why, you know,
Yeah.
like we talked about earlier.
Creative content is about storytelling. And you can do fun things, you can do silly, trendy things and whatnot, but it is very important to tell your story. And for me with social media, That is like number one. And I'm so passionate about the heart behind our business and what we do. That is like the storytelling is number one. And when you can get really good at that in whatever capacity, that is going to, I mean, you can go viral, but whether that like does anything for you, who knows, right? So the storytelling is so huge. Now that you're really going into deep diving into what marketing looks like, the behind the scenes analytics, the strategy behind everything, what is one piece of advice that you'd want to give someone going into or thinks they want to go into marketing?
There's a lot that goes with it. I've obviously learned so much in just the couple of months that I've started learning about marketing, and just don't be afraid to dive in. You know, there's so much that you have to look at, and I'm not trying to scare anybody at all. Because if you like numbers, if you like looking at stuff, you can go deep into marketing. Yes. Like you can figure out anything.
And I think for me, it's not even about like the numbers. So if someone would have told me, are you a numbers person, then these are the roles for you, that isn't an area I would have gone.
No, same.
Even though I was in banking. But what I'm going to tell you is like, if you're really curious, I think that's indeterminate. I think you're good. Because, you know, one thing that we do here is with just starting out and reading the numbers or analytics, I say, just start somewhere. Just start somewhere. Take a look at a post. What did that do? Who's viewing it? Where are they from? Why? Like, what is attracting people there? You just kind of start literally one foot in front of the other. And there's a whole world behind marketing I thought I was good at before, but every day my eyes are opened even more, which is incredibly exciting to me. I'm addicted to it now. I just love it. So I'm going to like live vicariously through you when you go back to school and be like, okay, what'd you learn today? Give me your book.
Oh my gosh.
I just want to know.
I'm going to spill all the tea.
You can like teach me. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, there's a whole ballgame, but it essentially it is putting one foot in front of the other.
Yeah.
You're okay to learn on the fly. Just be curious and, you know, do a little extra. I think having a role of a social media lead, having a role on a retail, having a leadership position, I don't know, working at a gas station, it's more than just what your title is, 100% through and through. It's what you make of it. So you show up, you have a good attitude, you're curious about the bigger picture and the why behind what you're doing. That's where all the magic happens.
Yeah.
And you never know who you're going to come across, right? And I think that is so beautiful. Like I've said this before, I interviewed someone, they said I was just a cashier at Fleet Farm. I was like, I'm going to stop you right there.
Do not ever say
You have
that.
no idea who you're going to meet. So it's so powerful.
Yeah.
All right. Now, final question for you. If you could, okay, so let's just say we hire someone new here and you have to take someone under your wings. Or you take someone under your wings going back to school. Let's say you've already done it. Like just someone under your wings that you're going to guide. What kind of advice would you give them, or what would be your first step?
I feel like everybody going into something new is nervous. I would just say, don't be nervous. You know, we're all humans. We're not robots. We all make mistakes. So just don't be nervous at all. I was nervous doing my first cashier transaction here. I was like... almost like I was actually freaking out. I'm like, okay, so your total is blah, blah, blah. Yeah. And
it turns out,
simple.
and it can be scary. And you don't want to screw up.
No.
The fear of failure. But everything, as Danny and I talked about in our podcast episode, everything is figure outable.
Yeah.
So give yourself grace. Okay, now... you're obviously going through school or going to apply for graduate school, and we're all going to root and cheer you on at the same time. Like bigger picture, what do you want to do? Like what is big girl Steph? Like what is your dream job?
Honestly, I feel like I'm already doing it. I'm not even going to lie.
So much.
I'm not even going to lie.
Everybody, I did not pay her to say that.
Nope.
I literally want to hug you right now.
So I keep telling people that this is my dream job. Like everybody that I come across, I'm like, when I was I'm still in college, but when I was a couple months ago, I was looking for jobs, and I'm like, I want to find my forever home, you know? That. And like my mom actually told me about White Peony.
That's so cool.
And
thank you, Mom.
Yeah. She's like, Stephanie, like, this is right up your alley. And I was reading the job description. I'm like, I was getting excited. I was so excited. I sent you an email. And, like, I kept checking back. I'm like, why is she not answering? Because I was so excited and I was happy. And then, like, April comes along. We have our interview. And I was so scared. Like the
You did
entire
good.
time.
You did good.
I told all of my friends that I was applying for my big girl job.
I love that.
And when I finally got it, I was so happy, and I just love being here. So
Well,
this literally is my dream job.
I love you for saying that. I'm so appreciative of you being here. So thank you so much.
Yeah.
Stephanie, thank you for showing up with your full heart today. This conversation wasn't just about a role. It was about ownership, intention, and the quiet power of influence that lives within each of us. To anyone listening, let this be a reminder that the positions we hold in life and in work are never just tasks or titles. They're opportunities to lead, to impact, to connect, and to leave people better than we found them. Here at White Peony, we don't just style clothing, we shape culture. We tell stories, we raise the bar, we lift each other up in real time. And when someone like Stephanie steps into that with courage and purpose, the ripple effect is absolutely unstoppable. To every woman listening, to every leader growing, keep leaning into your strengths. Thank you for listening. If you found this information helpful, please share it with a friend. If you're looking for more information on the topics we covered, please head to the show notes below. And if you wouldn't mind leaving a 5-star rating and review, this would help this mission and our journey to get started. Let's make today and every day an opportunity to level up. Until next time, keep dreaming, keep striving, and keep making a difference.